This video is a little bit about art, a little bit about knitting, and a little bit about sewing. Knitting. Milward double point needles, or Milward straight needles, and I think they also have circular needles, all made in England. Excuse me. This is an American bobbin that came with some thread spools that I bought that you see behind the painting. Look at that. I got 67 spools for $8 plus shipping. And they all came from Massachusetts, so the shipping wasn't even that bad. These are Hero needles, which I think are Hero Scoville, which was an American company. I'm not sure, they're probably in China now, but these needles are marked USA. So I'm using some vintage needles, some British needles, and the rest I've carved myself. So there is an alternative, and you can get, this is needlepoint yarn, and vintage needlepoint yarn is made in the U.S. Vintage yarns are made in the U.S., and if you want to be adventurous, you can spin your own yarn. This is Shetland from Massachusetts. Now these are double point Chinese needles that I'm replacing with my hand carved needles. I was just wondering which those were for. This is a bear. That's the leg of a bear. And hand carved needles aren't going to look anything like fancy clover, takumi, bamboo. They're going to look like twigs. But all you need are a few sticks and your own way to spin yarn. I made my own spindle, which I'll talk about at some point. I made it out of metal. It's actually, it started as, it's an art spindle, and I wasn't going to use it, but I'll show you that someday. So I have a spinning spindle, I have my own needles, and I'm borrowing a few British needles and what used to be American. And look at this. This is my tree flower that I've been looking everywhere for, and all of a sudden it just showed up. And I don't know what it just fell off of. Oh, it must have fallen off the hand spun yarn. Over there, it was hiding under there. I need your opinion, everybody who sees this. So here I am, still switching to American, and I had again tried to post the video on the boy round looms, and again, I can't do it. I do need them. I needed them for covers for my paintings. So I'm going to use hand-spun Icelandic yarn from my brother's farm and Made in USA Hero needles, and I'm going to knit the covers instead of using the boy looms. So that's fine. Instead of a bag, I'll either have to make two sections and sew them together, or I'll just use them as a cover and maybe make bungee cord hook type things to keep them on the canvas. Which leads me to artwork. Some of you may remember I had a white pine, eastern white pine, that I grew for about 16 years, and then all of a sudden it got hit with aphids. The ants were harvesting aphids, and I had to take it down. I also, that year, thought I was being evicted, which is a long, complicated story. I ended up winning kind of a little law battle and was able to stay, but I had already cut my tree down to take my tree with me. So the painting you see in front of you, orange is just going to be the background color, but the painting is of what my tree looks like. I still have all the pieces of the tree, and that's what it actually looks like. And I have a couple of choices of how to finish this painting, and I would love to have comments and opinions on what you think. I either leave it like that and obviously finish the detail of the tree in the background. I either make it a traditional Christmas tree. We've had the same decorations and ornaments on our Christmas tree for about 27 years. So I either paint it as our family traditional tree, or the third option is I paint it as the eastern white pine that I had outside for 16 years. So 3 options: a dead tree, the tree it was outside, or turn it into a painting of our traditional Christmas tree and kind of commemorate all the Christmases, both inside and outside. So if anyone feels like leaving an opinion about how to finish this painting, I would appreciate it. And as far